All right, welcome to the Sharp Mind Show, episode 75. I'm Nate, your host, the Fit Future MD. Be sure to shop at Intercell.com and pick you up a cool, inspirational t-shirt today. All right. So, of course, I'm in the stock market yesterday, and all the SPY is going up, 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 up. I'm 15 cents away from, my target sell price. And then all of a sudden, the SPY just goes this. Well, it's really going like this, but whatever. Um, so I'm sitting here thinking like, oh man, NVIDIA missed earnings. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, what if they're really not buying these chips? What if their revenue has gone down? Like the whole market's about to blow out. But that wasn't the case. NVIDIA blows earnings out of the water. NVIDIA blows earnings out of the water, right? So like I say, I was sitting there, I was wondering if the earnings were going to be bad because the market was down all day. But NVIDIA, earnings per share of $1.30, which would beat expectations of $1.26. The revenue of $57 billion, which is up 62% year over year, exceeding the $55 billion expected. They guided revenue in the next quarter of $65 billion. And that analysts are saying roughly 61. So basically, what does this mean? This means to me that the AI race is just beginning, right? You basically got a competitive advantage of these chips, and basically, you got more people want the chips than can actually have them, right? So now, that being said, there are some stuff coming out of China that's basically like, okay, we don't need as many chips because they're using a different model that doesn't need as much memory. But, um, right now, still the big data centers and all that kind of stuff is basically how they're going to do it, right? So NVIDIA blows it out the water. Now, do I think that, let's see, NVIDIA has a market cap currently of, last time I checked, it was a couple trillion. Let's see. Market cap, 4.5 trillion, right? Market cap of 4.5 trillion. Does a which is not bad, PE of 46, but so they get 57 billion this quarter, 65 billion next quarter, and say they keep getting that, right? So you're talking about 240 billion. Is that 240 billion in revenue? Is that enough to say this is a $4.5 trillion company? In my opinion, no, right? Let's say it's growing and it's but you got other companies that are going to come in and be a competitor. AMD is going to be a competitor. IBM is going to be a competitor. Or Intel is going to be a competitor, not IBM. Intel is going to be a competitor. Obviously, China's going to end up making their own chip. Obviously, Taiwan Semiconductor and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's going to be competitors in this space. So is it going to be 4.5 trillion, then 6 trillion, then 10 trillion? I don't. That's where I'm at with it, right? I would rather be investing in the competitors that are not at 4 trillion yet, because they're going to make their version of NVIDIA. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think about NVIDIA and them blowing their earnings out of the water and the pop overnight, basically, of the stock market back to where it was in the morning session, right? Before the big sell-off. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right, this episode is brought to you by Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, which is my wife's children's book. If you have nieces, nephews, or children of your own, be sure to check out Dylan and Davina. The Adventure Begins, written by Amazon best-selling author Meredith Dillon Johnson, which is my beautiful wife. We appreciate your support, and be sure to leave a review of this great book. It's the best book of 2025, in my opinion. All right. So, a couple nights ago, LeBron James returned for the Lakers after having an injury. And you kind of looking around, he gets 11 points and 12 assists in his return. And you're saying, are the Lakers better off without LeBron James this season? And basically, the reason for this is the Lakers were 10-4 without LeBron. You got Luka averaging 34 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 9 assists, almost a triple-double. You got Reeves averaging 28 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 7.6 assists. It's like basically if you're running the offense through Luka, and then Reeves is the second guy, you basically just need a spot-up shooter, right? Basically a role player. So is LeBron James going to be that role player for the two younger guys that may have more in the tank than LeBron James does? You'll say he's been in the league forever, right? And that's really my only argument to this. It's like, would LeBron take a back seat here, not average his normal 26, 6, and 6, and really become that spot-up shooter or someone who could get a bucket in, crunch time, stuff like that, basically saving his legs for the end of the season and actually making a run for another championship. Because if he gets another championship at this age, and he dominates to get it, or, is the one that wins it, or, then he could actually steal his legacy with another championship, I think. But basically, if he's not willing to take that role, I really don't think that the Lakers actually need him. They basically have the young players in position to be competitive and win right now. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Are the Lakers better off without LeBron James this season? All right. I'll move on to the next one. Jenna says, I'm a saver. My husband's a spender. We make good money but can't agree on anything financial anymore. What do I do? All right. Basically, you got a couple here with opposite money habits, right? So as you know, when you're married, you should put your finances together and have goals of finances together, right? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to make your investing or saving automatic, right? So if you got two paychecks coming in, say one's $1,500, one's $1,600, so that's $3,100. $3,100 every 2 weeks or whatever. 10% of that's $300. So you go $450. $450 will automatically go into the investment account, and then whatever's left will be what you actually use to live on, right? So, and then you make sure all your bills are paid, right? On automatic draft paid, and then whatever's left over can just be spent, right? And how you spend it is basically, where you're at, right? Like you're trying to say, my husband's a spender. Well, if you've already invested and already saved, then you don't really have to worry about anything else, right? So I do what's called a threshold budget. So say of that 3,100, after you pay your bills or whatever, you got $600 left, then you can spend the whole $600 without any remorse, right? And so you got something that's bigger than $600, you have to wait to the next paycheck, add it up. So then you have $1,200, that kind of thing, right? But you take anything, any kind of budget, you have to have food, you have to have shelter, you have to have transportation, you have to have clothing, So you do all your needs first, and then then you can spend it on whatever you want, right? So, and if you and your husband can't agree on this, then you don't need to be married to each other. Simple as that, right? So, let me know what you guys would do if you got a couple with opposite money habits. A lot of people I know that have opposite money habits, instead of coming together and putting their bank accounts together, they were doing their bank accounts separate. And everyone I know that has done that has ended up in a divorce. So keep that in mind. If you can't agree financially, you cannot be married to each other. So get your shit. If you actually want to be married to each other and continue to have a great relationship, you got to get your stuff together, and you got to get, so if you're a saver, then automatically save that money and, make both partners happy in the relationship. All right. All right. And the last thing of the day is the quote of the day. And it says, most people want change until it requires changing. Right. So this basically makes you look into the mirror, right? Because if you want to change your life can't be the same as you're living every day, right? If you want to be a great author, you can't, write every once in a while. You have to take 10 to 20 minutes every day and write down something, right? Even if it's just scratching on a piece of paper, it's the habit, the changing of the habit that makes you successful, right? So if you want to be intelligent, you have to read every day, right? You can't just sit back and, you know, think that intelligence is going to come to your brain. It's not. Like if you want to be better at math, you have to do math every day, right? So many people send their kids to school instead of homeschool because they're afraid that they're not smart enough to teach their kid because they don't remember how to do math. They don't remember, anything about English, stuff like that, right? And the simple fact is, in 10 minutes a day, changing your habit, using 10 minutes a day to learn that kind of stuff, that you can actually uh, be able to do that, right? So if you want your life to change, then hit me up for life coaching, right? Let me get you set up and let me get you on the road and the path to where you become successful, right? And the success in the way that you want, right? Like some people think success is riding around a Bugatti, and some people think success is just owning a home, right? So it's whatever success is for you. Obviously, we're going to do our best to get you to what I think success is, which is financial freedom, right? Which is the choice to do whatever you want. You're going to have money coming in and all your bills are going to be paid no matter what you do, right? So that's what I want for you. If you're interested in that, then sign up for life coaching. Let's get you started. Let's get you straight. I'm Nate, and I'm the Fit Future MD, and I'm a life coach, right? Be sure to check out InstaSale.com and pick you up a cool inspirational shirt. Like I said, we got Black Friday coming up, so probably drop something for Black Friday. So check that out. Be sure to check out Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, which is my wife's children's book. She's not an Amazon best-selling author for nothing. You got to check out this children's book. It's awesome. And if you do get it, let us know. Make sure you leave a review for it. I'm trying to get reviews up there for it right now. And hope you have a great day. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.